your boy. Yo, welcome back to the channel one more time. Sneako, bystander's effect?
This is Coney Island Stillwell Station, the station where the lady was burned alive. And I think the saddest part is that they still haven't identified who she is.
In sociology, it's called the bystander effect. It's a whole lot of people in a group, and they're watching something, and everybody's got their hands in their pocket or their arms folded saying, gee, somebody should do something, you know? Don't want to take responsibility.
Yeah, being a bystander is someone should do something and someone should try to interfere. But 9 times out of 10, people don't. A lot of New Yorkers, like I said before, I'm going to say this to some of y'all and some of y'all don't know. A lot of New Yorkers mind a fucking business because we don't know what the fuck is going on. Somebody fighting in the street, you go break that shit up, you get stabbed in the throat. Whose fault was that but yours? Why the fuck did you go over there? Why did you interfere? He got stabbed in the throat. 9 times out of 10, you don't know a situation. Plus, they thought it was probably garbage burning, but they didn't realize that was a person. That was a whole ass person burning. Some people don't realize shit. And other people were like, well, why wasn't she screaming it? She was in shock. The woman was being set on, she was sleeping, she got set on fire, and she was in shock. And then she lost, probably couldn't breathe either, and then died. Other people were, honestly, they were compartmentalizing the situation and being like, I should do something. I should. What if I'm going to catch on fire? They were, minds was running about 2 million miles an hour and couldn't do nothing. So they all stood around and did nothing. Because if they did something, they would have been in the situation to be caught on fire. But she probably died before anybody saw her. That's the effect. That shit can happen. And some people who are bystanders are just not going to know what to do. Some people should know to take off their jackets, take a shirt, start fucking dropping it on her and smother the fire and stomp out and hit her as many times as possible. Stomp out a fire. Basically, try your best to stop the fire from breathing and just killing this poor lady. But if she would have survived, she would have been probably had like some crazy burns. I'm not gonna say maybe like 5-degree burns, 4-degree burns.
And that's called the bystander effect.
There are no candles here and more news stations and cameramen than there are parts.
Nobody knows who she is. So if she got burned, it's hard to identify a burned victim like that. But I think they should. Unless it was a mannequin.
Participants in the vigil.
New York is a good place, but it has to be safer. Enough is enough.
Sneako.
It's that time of year where you have to start thinking about the next one. What can we do better now that the calendar changes and it's a new year? The first step is to look at the problems of 2024, which were over-socialization. We are now starting to currently see the...
Wait. There's an over-socialization? Like, over-socializing? What does that mean? Hold on.
long-term effects of social media. What happens when we live life equally through here than we do out there? If Daniel...
I think it's the same effect, right? A lot of people felt disconnected because I don't think social media, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't think social media disconnects anybody. I think people overuse social media to understand what is connection. I don't talk to my friends every fucking day, but I try my best to keep up with niggas. You know, you have to. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't keep up, right? I got some notifications, I got some likes, I got some hit ups, right? A lot of people don't keep up with each other. Social media, to me, it's a connection to somebody. And then once that person stops using it, you can't connect with them unless you have the phone number. Yo, bro, how you been? Oh, no. That's it. Most people don't connect. And they overuse social media because they're trying to grow a business. They're trying to be an entrepreneur. They're trying to escape the reality of what it is and the stigma of social media. I think social media is it's a social project. It's society at its worst, but then at its best. To use it is to use just a tool. Some people, like any other tool, can be overused. You wouldn't use a hammer for every single fucking thing. No. You would use the hammer for what it's built for. Putting in nails, and that's it, right? You'll use a hammer for what a hammer is built for. Some people don't use a hammer for what a hammer is built for. That is a factamundo. Do you know You can actually take the back of a hammer and hold up a nail and use another hammer to hammer in the nail and hold that hammer steady, because the hammer technically has a straight line and you don't have to use your finger. Wild, right? But situations like this, even I can say from my own perspective, social media connects people. People use social media in the wrong ways. And social media has been now, all of it's been used to be entertainment. Facebook was a way to connect college students, then started to connect people. Then after that came Instagram. Instagram was just about photos, then became about videos. Now it's all about reels, and now it's all about content. Then Facebook was about connection with people, friends and family, and then it became about content. YouTube was about making videos and being a person, then became about more of the entertainment side. YouTube became it's me being a personality, me showing myself and living my life, and then it became about entertainment, personality, less personality, and more factory-made bullshit, my bad. Don't know why I said factor. So when there comes a steep decline with socializing, you realize there's no more positive with any of these. It's all negative. And I can agree with people overusing social media, but everybody has to know there's a limit. Let's continue. 100%. There's a limit.
Penny wasn't facing so much scrutiny. Do you think that somebody would have stepped in to save this burning lady?
You know, if you see something, say something. And sometimes you'll know what's going on between the minds of people and the minds of people, especially in our city.
The Daniel Penny situation, I'll add something to that. Daniel Penny jumped on Jordan Neely before Jordan Neely ever did something. Other people said, oh, but he jumped on the train and started threatening people and said, I'm going to kill people and I don't care if I go to jail about it, right? But when he put the chokehold in and kept it for a long time, Daniel Penny eventually collapsed. People said there was drugs in his system. There was no autopsy proved. And when the second autopsy, there was no drugs in his system. So he was killed by Daniel Penny killed Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely died. I don't think Jordan Neely had to die. But I say this now, Jordan Neely is a byproduct of the New York City system. He was dancing and making money and grinding, had issues with his anger, and probably lost money, probably got robbed. 9 times out of 10, he lost everything. He fucked around, found out, it got frustrating out there on the New York City streets. What do? When you get some money, you get some drugs, you basically fall down a bad rabbit hole, and your anger and all these things trickle down into more problems for a person. His family didn't care about him enough to get him the help he needed, and even if they tried, it probably became too much for the family. I've said this before. Mental illness is a different story, different topic, but Daniel Penny jumped on Jordan Neely. You can Google it. He stopped Jordan Neely before he could do something, but he jumped on him first. There was nothing. Jordan Neely didn't do anything. He said some shit, but when nothing was done, if he didn't do nothing, leave the nigga alone. I would have just went to another cart. Let that nigga follow. He gets stomped out by a couple people. I would have understood if they stomped out Jordan Neely, like beat his ass, everybody stomped him out, call it a day. That nigga got his ass beat. Fine. I can't say nothing. But the chokehold and how it was implemented, and then afterwards, the nigga died. You can see if someone can find the video, he takes a deep breath, and his whole chest and everything caves right in. He died. They say he died at the hospital. Whatever. That nigga was gone. That nigga was gone. That nigga was gone. He lost air in his brain, and he was gone. Jordan Neely died, and he was murdered. He didn't do anything he didn't murder anybody or kill anybody. He was murdered. But I understand self-defense. As a person in New York City, me and my friends was walking. This is a story I never told. Me and my friends were walking. We were all heading, just taking a walk around the block. We saw a bus on on one of our main streets. We ran to the bus, and we got jumped. And niggas was digging in my pocket, and I fought back. I was like, yo, I ain't got nothing. I walked past some niggas, and somebody started digging in my pocket. And I fought back. And it became a problem. It became a big problem because I got jumped. I understand one situation when it comes to the whole Jordan Neely situation, right? If people believe Daniel Penny is a hero, that's perfectly fine. They're like, oh, heroes don't wait and act. They act. Yes, but he still killed somebody. My problem with Jordan Neely is he became a byproduct of the New York City system. No, he didn't get the help he needed. He walked past millions and millions of people every day, and nobody helped him. He got a couple of change, but then became an erratic person. Down the line, drugs destroy that man. If Jordan Neely got the help he needed, he would have been in a better situation. And that's a fact! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
But we need to have more people, more heroes, more people to step in and do something.
Do you consider Daniel Penny to be a hero?
Prosecutors are trying to prove Penny was reckless and argue though his intentions were good, he used excessive force, keeping Neely in a chokehold for nearly 6 minutes.
I consider him.
I think Jordan Neely, if he would have, the master lock, like where you put your hands behind a nigga's head and have him like that, he could have put him in the master lock and had him on the ground. That nigga would have been, he would just do this a couple times and just wait for the police, nigga. That's it. The chokehold, you didn't have to hold it so tight. And when he did it, nigga was gone, bro.
To do what was right at that time. I'm not really too much sure about the situation. I just know that the particular gentleman has been on the train for quite some time, suffering from multiple mental health illnesses. So the gentleman did what was right. Who knows, the gentleman on the train might have had done some harm to more people, which he have done for in the past.
The Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, wrote about over-socialization in his Unabomber manifesto. He predicted all the problems that we saw this year. The best example is the bystander effect.
It's like this street in New York City. If you were unfortunate enough to be the victim of a crime or taken ill unexpectedly, you might think that surrounded by all these people, someone would intervene. After all, isn't there safety in numbers?
Look, I understand people's resolve. Most New Yorkers mind their business because you could get fucking caught up in the bullshit. Think about this. There's two things that could have happened. There's multiple reasons, right? I think Jordan Neely could have got, the whole train could have stomped him out, right? Stomped that nigga out. He'd be alive to this day. We wouldn't be talking about Jordan Neely. He got a couple of bumps and bruises and looked like a, Mr. Potato Head, but he'd be alive. He'd be alive in the hospital. Because he was a dickhead, he'd probably be in a jail cell. He'd probably be chilling the fuck out, getting some meals and relaxing for a minute. When it comes to this, most New Yorkers don't want to get involved because, like I said, if I get stabbed, it's my fault. I got involved. If someone's getting hurt on the street, you don't know what that person's going to do. If a woman's getting her ass beat on the street, you don't want to intervene because that nigga fucking her up, he could fuck you up. God forbid he pulls a strap out and shoots you point blank. He didn't shoot her, he shot you. He didn't, they didn't stab, oh, somebody's getting stabbed, I'm going to go help. And it's going to be you, only one helping. Other people aren't going to put their lives in jeopardy to save somebody. The woman burning on the train is a symptomatic problem of other people not putting themselves, is putting themselves first before putting themselves before anybody else. My life matters. Just like being a security guard. They tell us this all the time. I have a security, my security license expired. Being a security guard, they said it. Being in sales. Hey, let them take it. Don't rush to get it. Your life is more valuable than that object. That's a fact. I'm not going out there risking my life. Fuck no. Because they said, let them steal the pair of pants. Let them steal this. Let them take that. Your life is worth more than that product. That's a fact. Firsthand experience. And most New Yorkers agree with that. My life is worth more than interfering because 9 times out of 10, it could turn south for you. It could turn south for everybody. That's why most people don't just jump in and say, this ain't the movies. This ain't the movies. Some people have self-preservation. No, nigga, I'm not going to go out there and risk my neck because if I get hurt, who is there to blame but me? Yes, you made the right choice. Yes, you put your life out there. But shit can change in an instant. And that is a fact that a lot of people have learned. Some people have interfered with other people's problems, and you can look it up. People died from that shit. Oh, a group of niggas stomped this guy out. He came around and shot them all up. You never know what could happen. Now, the woman being caught on fire, that's a different situation. Some people just don't know what to do in that. Like, take your jacket off, go smother her, stop the flames, stomp her out, roll her body. Do something. The whole Jordan Neely situation, stomp that. He was getting chokehold, you stomp that nigga in the face. Or not even that. Everybody on the train outnumbered that nigga to 12 to 1. They could have beat him up. They could hold him down. They could have waited for the cops. But it didn't happen that way. And a lot of New Yorkers don't want to interfere because it's the bystander effect is I'm a bystander in all this situation. But at the same time, self-preservation. What do you want me to do? And if I step in, am I going to get hurt? 9 times out of 10, to be a selfless acts of heroism, you're going to be deemed a hero or you're going to be deemed a martyr. If you step in and something happens, it's on you, nigga.
Psychologists say no.
This is a sheep NPC problem where if we see one person ignore a woman on fire, everybody ignores it too.
A woman on fire, no. But other people in those situations don't know what to do. 9 times out of 10, they don't. They don't. They're not living there every day gonna snuff out a fire. They're not. They're not. When there's a lid, if a pot catches on fire, like your pot catches on fire, like flames, what do? You pop a lid on it. A person, you gonna get a blanket, your jacket, and you smack the shit out of them and try to put the fire out. You have to. You have to. Some people just don't know. I've taken fire safety. I've taken a lot of courses, and you have to know how to do shit. You just do.
When people are in a crowd, it's easier to pass the buck. It's what psychologists call the diffusion of responsibility.
The problem of living in the most densely populated area in the world, Manhattan, and not knowing a single one of your neighbors. I can literally see a naked woman's breast in eyesight right now. I'm not going to show you. And if the person that owns those breasts died tomorrow, my life wouldn't change for a second. The difference...
Because you don't know them. When it comes to community and knowing your neighbors, you come out your house, you knock on their door. Yo, what up, neighbor? I live over there, blah, blah, blah. It takes... For his conversation, it takes action. It takes, once again, selflessness, like not being selfish, selflessness to come out of yourself, socialization skills to communicate with my next door neighbors. I knew a lot of people in my building, and there's some people I didn't know, right? My old building. And now in my new building, I know a few neighbors, but I don't know everybody. I know them by eyesight, but I don't know everyone. So come on, my guy. It takes people coming out of themselves to make an effort to just let the people know I'm your neighbor. I live upstairs at blah, 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 blah. Need anything, let me know. That's it. But some people don't want to do that because they want to just be by themselves. They don't want to be bothered. And you also don't know people's actions. That's what it is living in a city. There's too many variables. Yeah, you meet them outside. Hey, yo, what up, neighbor? Oh, what's happening? Yo, what's good? Hope you're doing well. That's it. Hi and bye. I would wait outside my building for a friend or a family member, wait outside my building for something, like my brother, and I see most of my neighbors come by every day. Hey, what's up, neighbor? Blah, 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 blah. That's it. Talk to them. Don't go knock on their door because they're going to feel awkward.
Differences in a village of 1,000 people, every neighbor knows the other neighbor.
But you also live in a building with neighbors. It's not just building after. I'm not going in other people's buildings. Like, yo, I'm your next door neighbor in the other building. You're not my neighbor. You just live in the building across the street. Exactly. I'm your building neighbor. Come on, bro.
By socializing less, they end up socializing more and intimately knowing the people that live next door. You know the intimate details of maybe 1,000 people that you follow on X.
You don't know intimate details. You know of their lives that they share. But the intimate feelings, hearts, and all the other shit, I'm gonna let y'all know, you know fucking nothing. And that's a fact. That's a factamundo.
Their mind and their life, but how many of them did you say Merry Christmas to? In the 70s, when the Unabomber wrote that manifesto, he was talking about the problems of technology then. Look at what we have today. Maybe the
we're a little more advanced than then, but at the same time, okay.
Dystopian answer is every day we're taking steps further away from humanity and closer to artificial intelligence. Very soon we need to ask ourselves, what will be the difference between humanity and AI? But I don't get
feelings, emotion, creating off of your own mind, creating and building off of what you're doing now, loving, procreating. Come on, AI will never be able to procreate. They'll be able to clone itself, but it's the AI cloning itself, copy and paste. It's not the original. Humans are humans. There's a huge difference with that.
Pessimistic about this problem like a Black Mirror episode. I think we can fix this problem the same way that we started it. In 2025, we can use these dangerous tools and take us a couple steps back into people rather than software.
Unknown to these passersby, Peter is an actor. How long before he gets help?
But he's outside Bryant Park where there's tons of homeless people, tons of crazy shit happening. Come on, bro. And some people don't want to interfere because those situations and that is like, ooh, not my business. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to get caught up in something. And 9 times out of 10, you walk past almost the same niggas every day on your train stations. Like, come on, bro. Some people just don't want to do anything because if they feel like that, it's the same thing. Hey, man, you need some help? No. Hey, man, you want some food? No, I want some money. Come on, bro. Stop it.
Please, somebody. Help. Help me, sir. Please help me.
Helping would be inconvenient or even risky. He lies there for more than 20 minutes and no one raises an eyebrow.
Please, somebody help me.
And sometimes those people don't know why you're there. They don't know what's happening. And they're like, I don't want to help. But there is a chain effect. I was on a train once and I saw somebody doing something or performing and I gave them money. And then it trickled down. There is a chain reaction. The chain reaction is if you do something, other people will help and do something. I've seen it happen before. I've seen it be an effect. Chain reactions do happen. If you give someone $1 or you give someone money, other people will trickle down and do the same thing. But if you help someone, other people will help that person. It's a chain reaction. It's a domino effect. People not helping makes other people say, oh, I don't want to help either. The chain reaction. But the reverse optics of that is if someone helps, other people will go and help as well.
When I was 17, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls and soft summer nights.
Nice lens.
It was the day after Christmas.
Damn.
On the village green.
I know you see some people, but West Village considerably is absolutely deserted.
That nigga's running like that. It's crazy.
When I was 21,
The birds eating the berries is so cute. Nice car.
it was a very good year. It was a very good year for city girls who lived up the stair.
She got money. She got money. It's just sugar mamas, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! She got money. Old money with her puffed up lips.
With all that perfumed hair.
There's a certain lull type of calmness over the city that I haven't seen in a long time. This should be mayhem right now and any other circumstance. People feel sedated. It's like the whole city took a Xanax.
Nigga, what? This nigga always saying some shit. People just chill. It's the winter. The winter comes, it's so relaxed, it's so chill, it's nothing to do, and you just feel like, damn, you know? And if you live there long enough, you've seen many winters.
This is Coney Island Stillwell Station, the station where the lady was burned alive. And I think the saddest part is that they still haven't identified who she is. The difficult part, she has no property, she has nothing really under her name. So there's a candlelight vigil for her, but we don't even know who she is. I know that there's supposed to be a candlelight vigil for the...
F-Light.
Yeah.
over there.
Okay. It doesn't look like there's anybody here but reporters and police.
Most New Yorkers are only a few months away from being homeless.
How you doing? The vigil's supposed to be here?
I believe so. It's supposed to start already, I believe.
There's no candles.
I'm not sure. Just nowhere everybody else knows that it's supposed to be here after 4. That's all I know.
Did they identify the woman yet, you know?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing. There's a candlelight vigil and
nobody knows who she was. She's a Jane Doe. She's a Jane Doe, and she got burned, and she had nothing on her. I still think it was like a mannequin. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But if it was, obviously it was a person. But at the same time, she had nothing on her. She had no prior documents. They can't identify her because she was burned. So 9 times out of 10, only thing they could do is probably pull up dental records. Dental records. That's it.
no vigil or candles, but there's throw up. Let's go, bro. Are you from Coney Island?
I am.
Did you hear about the lady that got lit on fire?
I did. I thought it was hard, man. It was tough. I think it was like, it's real heartbreaking.
Because you see situations like the Daniel Penny one. Yeah. He steps in and does something, and then he's hated by the far left.
Exactly.
But he killed somebody. That's the problem. It's not about the far left. Someone died because of his actions. And people are like, oh, but he died. We got to the hospital. Someone died. This lady was set on fire by a jackass. They were caught.
You see a guy who's lighting a woman on fire, and then that happened after. People aren't stepping in maybe because they don't want to get in trouble.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think we should all learn jujitsu. Next time I see somebody on fire, triangle choke.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, you know what's crazy? There's a candlelight vigil here. There's nobody here. What do you think the solution is to this problem? Because you saw Daniel Penny, for example. He stepped in and choked the woman out.
Let me just wait a minute. I know a lot. I'm not an ordinary person. I have to tell you. I'm a news hound.
Okay.
I don't think he was a hero. I don't think he was a villain. He certainly wasn't a vigilante. A vigilante is somebody who goes around looking like he's gonna do something to somebody.
Right.
That doesn't. You want me looking at the camera? That's not what he was. He acted on instinct. The people who were in that car said they were scared more than they've ever been, and that they were afraid that they were going to die. In terms of what he did, I'm glad that somebody was there. He did take action.
Okay.
My problem with what he did was the last 30 seconds. The last 30 seconds, Mr. Neely, the young man, fell unconscious. I personally think the last 30 seconds I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with Daniel Penny stepping forward.
Why is he not a hero?
Because Neely died.
So what are we supposed to do about this fire situation?
That basically makes you a murderer. It don't make you a hero. Me and this nigga agree on something. How the fuck is that makes you a hero? Because you killed somebody. Batman don't just be out there killing niggas. Batman don't kill. But there's been times where Batman's life is in jeopardy. Like his life. Daniel Penny, life was not in jeopardy. He acted before Jordan Neely could do ever anything to anybody.
Do you think part of the reason nobody stepped in is because of what happened to Penny?
No, that's not.
Why did nobody step into the fire?
This is in terms of psychology and sociology, it's called the bystander effect. It has to do with the kind of society we're living in. People don't feel connected. Here we are in the richest country on earth, in one of the richest cities on earth, where people are living in 100 stories up in the air, lives of luxury, and then down below at street level, we have people living in absolute destitution, very close to death, homeless. We're not that far apart. We're not that far away from
We're right here.
We are right here.
We're right here.
You are, I don't know you, you don't know me.
Millions of New Yorkers ride the train every day.
I'm realizing I'm part of the problem. There are no candles here and more news stations and cameramen than there are participants
You should have brought a candle or lit something, my nigga.
in the vigil. This is kind of dark, and I'm part of it. Yep. This is a realization here. Look at all these news vans double parked on the street.
Because it's a worthy news story. If people want to make change, light a candle. Bring several candles for this woman at Coney Island. Do it. The last stop on the B or the D train, the last stop on whatever train, Coney Island. Bring some candles. Give her a eulogy. You don't know who this person was. She could have been a dick-ass person. Or she wasn't. She died. And she didn't deserve to die that way. If people want to do something, give this woman some love and some energy, respectfully. Because it could have been any one of us. It could have been anybody. Beautiful. This, if my bad if I'm blocking it. Some of the only people that showed up to support the lady. Crazy. Crazy, y'all. Crazy.
Can I ask you your opinion on everything that happened?
Tragedy what happened. Such a tragedy. Life taken just so suddenly. We pray that God have mercy on his soul and also have mercy upon the person that did this. Everyone on the train, we just need to be safe, a safer city.
How do we prevent something like this from happening again?
We have to get in contact with the powers that be, the mayor's office, the governor. It's time for them now to step up and do some help. Very important they actually step in now to work and to keep New Yorkers safe.
The new mayor's a fucking bludgeon. That nigga's a bitch. That nigga was a crooked cop. And then he became a crooked cop, and now look where he at. The next mayor needs to be someone that the people can trust, someone that's dedicated to their word and about their business.
New York is a good place, but it has to be safer. Enough is enough.
Should take your job.
What's your name?
My name's Sanad.
Right when I got off the train to edit this video, a girl yelled "fuck you" to me as soon as the doors opened. She said hello to me when she got on her stop and didn't say a word for 30 minutes. Then finally, when there was a degree of separation, she decided to yell something negative. As I'm standing over the gap halfway between the
No, that's called a pussy.
Damn.
A pussy. I would have been like,
who are you people?
Pussy ass nigga.
train and ready to leave, I look at her and say, "You waited that whole time to yell fuck you to me?" She's looking at me, laughs and nods, and I say, "You could have had the balls to say that when we were face to face." Perfect example of the degree of separation we now have. Maybe she was trying to get a clip. Maybe she just wanted to say something negative without the repercussions, but she didn't see me as a person. That interaction was fraudulent because she tweeted at me in real life instead of using all that time on the train to have a conversation with.
She just said fuck you. That's it.
Somebody that she hated. Maybe we could have talked out our differences and maybe we could have even hugged it out. Instead, she's just another person in the ether that I'll never see again that I know hates me. What if I left and that train derailed and that's the last thing she said? God forbid, what if I got hit by her car while leaving and that was the last thing someone said to me? The likelihood I'll ever see her again is minimal. But lady on the train, if I ever do, I'm gonna talk to you. This year, my New Year's resolutions were very personal because in 2022, I was in student loan debt. In 2023, I became a millionaire. In 2024, I closed 4 houses, all cash. I'm good. 2025 is all about creating something new. My goal with Project X is to upload every single day this year. Since I started a month ago, I only miss Christmas to spend time with my family. For the past 3 years, my goals have been very selfish, and reasonably so, but 2025 is all about doing something that I think is good for humanity. That's what makes a holiday like Christmas so valuable to me because I feel the societal pressure to spend time with my Catholic family no matter what. Wherever you are in the world, you're supposed to be eating dinner with your family on that day. You're not communicating in the family WhatsApp group, you're talking to them face to face, sharing a meal. It removes that false degree of separation and makes you smell their bad breath and hear their terrible jokes face to face. The bystander effect is proof that we think as a collective. In 2025, if we don't work together to fix this problem of socialization, humanity is doomed.
I disagree with it. I think people themselves are disconnected socially, but we come together when it really means something. And like I said, the domino effect. If you do something, something will happen. That's a fact.
Moochie. Moochie.
I'll leave it off of this moment with Sneako, but I do respectfully understand where bro is coming from. And look, the bystander effect, if it's a real thing, it's a real thing. But 9 times out of 10, not many people get involved with this shit. Because other people look at you and be like, that's not my business, that's not my problem. And 9 times out of 10, it's not. Bless. Lil, it's your boy Fat Man. Let me know what you think of the video. Sorry it was too long. It was a 12-minute video, but I kept it up. So make sure you like, subscribe to the bell. Remember to never give up. Never try to keep around. Peace. And I'm out.
Shit.
Getting on drum.
You
little niggas gonna stop acting like my shit ain't the grill.
Where's the last
Some of you
one?
niggas get your front teeth for grills. And I ain't talking about the contract. I
ain't loving these fake hoes. Room smelling like 8 switches. Room service like 2K.
NBA, I'm ballin', nigga. All them niggas fallin' like autumn, nigga. Talking shit, I saw them niggas. Now they daughter want a picture, rough ain't it? Fuck famous.
Yeah, man.
Niggas too real, got the most haters. Wrote a story, so Stephen Curry. How it feel to be golden?